Good evening from Bali, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Happy Eid-al-Fitr for whoever is celebrating. Anyone and everyone can celebrate these wonderful days, and certainly in Indonesia, this is a celebration that is happening. It's based on moon sightings, and it's at the end of the month of Ramadan, which is a month of fasting. So technically this is the day of the celebration of the breaking of the fast, and so that fasting was from sunrise to sunset on every day for a month through the month of Ramadan. And so this is the end, and it's so interesting because it is this day of celebration, and this Eid day is very much about recognizing that, wow, people did not need to eat from sunrise to sunset. They actually survived and were able to eat after those times or right before those times, and they've survived. And what a wonderful thing that we can see the capabilities of the human body this way. Yet this time is, or this day is, a day of celebration. And I thought it was so wonderful that in terms of explanation of this day, I thought this was a really nice summary. It says, it is a joyous celebration of gratitude, community, and faith held on the first day of Shawwal, which is this month now, featuring special communal prayers, feasts, charity, new clothes, and gifts. For you guys watching, and I don't know how many are more Christian based, because of course from Canada there was a lot more Christianity that I grew up through, and of course I also know that in Hinduism there's things like Diwali. In Christianity there might be Christmas, and in this mind I believe they're all the same, that this is the same intention of celebrating, and then celebrating family, community, friends, sharing gifts, and really valuing who we are because of a divine spark. So let's say that divine spark kept people alive when they were fasting for a whole day. Yet, you know, on a normal day, if you're not fasting, and every religion that I've seen, every spiritual tradition really encourages fasting of different things, or different days, different times. But the intention is the same, is this control of human body senses. And this idea, again, is everywhere, yet isn't it interesting that it happens as people go through those days of fasting, and then as soon as we get to a day of celebration, so whether it's Christmas or Eid, I can easily say that there's no food to plenty of food, and it's all good. It's, again, it's how we've trained ourselves to really appreciate things that we do have, if we have it. I also thought that it's so interesting that when we think about fasting, again, in any tradition, any culture, any religion, any reason, there is food that is thought about, and that's something that people will sometimes, in Christianity I know, and maybe this happens in Islam too, that people will say that, oh, I can't fast because I need to take this medication and it needs to be at so many hours. And I believe in Islam that if you're sick, you do not even have to fast. Yet if you're not, then it is encouraged to fast. And either way, there's often these outs. So if someone has sickness, they can not have to fast, and then they can have their medications. I wonder how many things that we could fast from, like lying, cheating, stealing. Dishonesty, of course, is one of these things that we don't think about. I'm fasting from my dishonesty, but we could. And really, I believe that that's the purpose of fasting truly at its depth, that recognizing that, wow, what is it that I can fast from? Can I fast, as in hold back, from my opinions, my judgments, my ego? And these are the things that most people will not, and oftentimes have not even self-reflected enough to recognize when these things are happening within us. Now, you know that I have been doing some self-reflection for quite some time now, and many of you might be too. When we do this and we can recognize that action is very, very small in what we do. So this is an action and encouraged by people because it's something observable. So I can judge you whether you're fasting or not in any time that I think is a useful time or proper time to fast. Or I can judge you about if you're lying at a particular time, yet I might not know if you're lying, because it takes a personal conscience. That when a person is conscious of, I am not speaking truth, that's really the foundation, right? So does it feel good to know that, oh wow, this whole community fasted, but all year long they've been lying about various things? And we do this. This is not about they or me. In fact, I would like to focus on this idea of moving from the me and mine to the we and ours. And I can tell you, in my entire time in Indonesia, I have felt and practiced this deeply and consistently. I've done it here, I've done it in, I guess, Thailand, I've done it in Singapore, and this would be anyone that I meet. So whether it's a person at the airport that I just run into, or if it's someone that's at a homestay that I see regularly, this whole understanding that we're all one, and this understanding of a true love and appreciation for one another, because each person is a blessing from God, that intention, and then not to want to hurt anyone else. So it's not just my own family that I don't want hurt. I want all to be safe. I want all to feel peace. I want all to feel abundance. Yet, when we move into me, myself, my family, my tradition, my spirituality, my religion, I forget about you. And you become different than me. As soon as you are different than me, I don't care about you as much as I care about me and mine. And this is something for us all to reflect on. And when I think about Eid, I do think that this is about reflecting on a greater divinity that is shaping all of us, that loves all of us, that cares for all of us, that is connecting with all of us. And we have the ability to be really kind and generous and compassionate, not only on holy days, but on any day. And if anything, I believe this is to practice for every day. And so I find it very nice to be reflecting on this today, on this special day, because it's not the day that matters, it's what we do with it that matters. And then that makes there's no time and space. So this day is as important as tomorrow, as important as yesterday, as important as a year from now. But if each day I think of it as a holy day, maybe I care more about another. Maybe I have more compassion for another. Maybe I recognize that another is just like me. And this, I believe, is true divinity. And so today, when I talk about this, I guess, mercy, when I talk about mercy with this idea of Eid, I really do think that there's something that is showing us mercy. So as much as we do that's not so good, whether it's a simple lie or complex actions, there is some divinity that has mercy. And you know, when we're showing this divinity flowing through us, we would have mercy too. So somehow, of course, one of my favorite Shakespeare plays is The Merchant of Venice, and one of the famous lines from that is, "If you prick us, do we not bleed?" And this is the key for recognizing that yes, we're not our bodies, we're not our minds, we are the souls, yet if you prick the form that I'm in, does it not bleed? If you hurt the ocean by gas spilling because of fights, does it not hurt? It does. It is the same consciousness. So I thought that this was really, really useful. And you know, years ago, I can tell you that it was, I guess, in my grade 10, that's just a few years ago, just like yesterday. But in grade 10, I remember I had this English teacher, and she was really wonderful, but really a bit tough. We were a little bit scared of her because she was so stern and very proper in her speaking, but very good too. She was definitely a unique teacher, and she had talked about mercy, and we had talked about or read through The Merchant of Venice in that class. And I have to tell you that she made us, I won't say encouraged, I'll say it was our assignment to memorize Portia's speech from this excellent play. And Portia's speech was the quality of mercy. I wanted to read just 2 lines of that. It's an introduction, it's the beginning of that speech, where she says, "The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. And I get emotional when I read it because it's so true. It blesseth him that giveth or gives, and him that takes. And I remember in the time that I was going through school and learned this, it was giveth and receiveth. And I see that all of the links that I find to this poem now say him that gives and him that takes. And that, of course, means him or her. And this whole idea that when we are showing mercy to another, if someone is going through any unease, and we can show compassion, care, it doesn't mean money. It can be anything. In this particular play, there was money involved. And yes, some people do have money to share. And yet we don't recognize that the giving is as beneficial as the receiving. So even the person who is receiving is doing a blessing for the person who's giving, because when you can receive with gratitude and compassion and love and appreciation, and then send that gratitude out into the world, and then again this whole idea of you are me, this is a giving and receiving of mercy too. This idea, if we can practice, and I hope that we all will, I know that I am, and I intend to stay in that space. Yet we all go through our easy and not easy times, and sometimes we forget some of these basic things. But the more we practice, the more we can see that we can shape at least the closest people around us, and recognize that we're all the same, and recognize that no one is better or less than another, because that pulls us away from ego. And then to truly share and love and enjoy togetherness, as opposed to this is, my treat to you, or I feel small because, you're treating me and I need you. To really make someone feel welcome, whether they are the giver or the receiver, is an act of compassion. And this act of compassion is what I think every celebration is trying to remind us about. Of course, I believe that this is something that we can remember every day, and I hope today you show love and compassion for yourself and everyone around, because you are the same as everyone else. You are me, I am you, we are one. I wish you a fantastic day or night ahead, and again, happy Eid-al-Fitr, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone.